Alright guys, welcome back to the review section. So I'll be starting on the minifigures first before I move on to the set design. The minifigures include Primula Sprout, Cedric Diggory, and of course Neville Longbottom over here. Without further ado, let's go on to the first minifigure. So over here, for our first minifigure, we have Primula Sprout, which is the head of House Hufflepuff over here. So yeah, she's quite nice in appearance, and her headpiece or hairpiece over there actually is the exact same of the one we have seen in this CMF Series 2 of Harry Potter, which came out last year. So it is the reverse hat design with brownish hair and earmuff over there, which gives the minifigure a really nice touch as usual, whereas her face expression is kind of different to the one in the CMF series, just because she has a very large grin over here, and then a secondary face expression actually shows that she has kind of a smirk on her face. As usual, same with the one that was given in the CMF series. As you can see, the torso piece is actually very similar in appearance, other than the fact whereby there are more details actually given to the one inside the set, which I kind of like. So yeah, just looking at her torso piece, honestly it's very festive in appearance and really gives a kind of natural vibes to it, just because of different colorations of wooden patterns and like leaves on her costume. So yeah, it just gives a really nice touch. Otherwise, the only difference between her appearance here and the one in the CMF is the fact whereby her leg piece over there is not that of a rope, as you can see over here, is there of an actual leg piece for a minifigure, but in this case whereby she doesn't have any prints on her leg piece, only a double-sided print whereby she has brown on the bottom and then top is light tan. So yeah, looking to the back of her torso over here, it also has some nice wooden patterns to her as well, and honestly that is kind of it for this minifigure. Accessory also comes with her scissors. Now we move on to the next minifigure, which is Cedric Diggory. So for Cedric here, this is not the first time we got him as well. The other times we got him was in the particular U-Ball set, and also the CMF Series 1 for Harry Potter. So yeah, so his face print is actually very similar to the ones that we have seen for the other two appearances of him inside Harry Potter, and honestly I still really like that face print in general. The first one shows that he's kind of angry, and then the second one actually shows that he's quite happy. So yeah, so for this minifigures, I guess, together with Neville, the thing I liked about this is it's actually a new Herbology kind of costume. So it's different from the one whereby it was shown in the first CMF series, whereby Neville was actually wearing that costume, which I will kind of compare later. So for this one, there's actually no signal that they belong to any kind of houses, and it's just kind of a more plain appearance for Herbology students, which honestly I kind of like, because you can use it for any type of student in general. So yeah, looking at it, it's kind of a plain uniform, but I do really like the light tan patterns and the nice stripes on it that represents that it's kind of a like rope clothing to which. So yeah, it's also nice that they provided us with a nice earmuff over there around the neck instead of actually molding it on the hairpiece, which gives it a sort of flexibility, I guess, because the last time they gave us that earmuff molded Neville hair over there, every time I wanted basically other Herbology to make other Herbology students, I couldn't really, because like there isn't a earmuff to give to other students as well. With this, it basically gives the flexibility to give to any kind of minifigure you wish. So yeah, I really like to touch that. Anyways, talking about Neville, this is who I really wanted to show here. So this is Neville Longbottom, which is the other kind of Herbology student given in this particular set over here. So the reason why Neville was probably provided is because he's very gifted in Herbology, and warning, spoilers first, so if you want to skip a bit right now before I talk about it. So Neville actually becomes the Herbology professor after Primula Sprout quits in the 8th book of Harry Potter. So he's a professor later on after the whole events of the 7 movies. So yeah, and that's probably why LEGO decided to put him in the set as well. Looking at his general appearance, he has a nice brown hair over there. That is nothing special because we have seen it in a lot of different series and different themes before. And then he has that nice bucktooth goofy look to him as usual, which is honestly seen in the original CMF series as well. and him basically looking very confused or very dizzy because he's being he's fainting due to the sounds of the mandrake. Otherwise, his costume is exactly similar to the one with basically Cedric Diggory over there, and now we can just compare a bit with the one from the CMF series. So as you can see, the one on the right is actually the one from the CMF series, and the left is the one from this set. So as I said, the only difference between these two minifigures is basically the fact whereby, as you can see, there's kind of color coding for different houses for the old CMF series one, whereby this one actually represents the Gryffindor house, whereas for our new one, there's actually no form of color coding, so you don't really know who belongs to what house right now. And that could be good and could be bad, I guess. If you like those kind of differentiation in terms of housing, you may not like the design of this costume, but if you actually want to have, I guess, more flexibility, or I guess you just want a lot of this Herbology classroom and you don't care which student gets it, standardization usually works out. And yeah, it depends on what you like. Honestly, personally, I do prefer the one in this set just because I can standardize everything and put a lot and buy a lot of these sets to get a lot of this Herbology students. It works out for what it is. If I buy the one given in the CMF series, basically what I could create is just Gryffindor students, which honestly I don't really want to, because there's an over amount of Gryffindor so far, and yeah, that's kind of what it is. Similar to the point about the earmuffs as well. I don't need more of this students, I mean Neville figures, just because I'll get the same molded earmuff design again, and I can't use it for every kind of female and male characters, you know. So yeah, that's my point on this. Otherwise, we can move on to the main set design, which is the book. So to start off with the book design of this Hufflepuff book or Herbology book over here, I want to first focus on the front prints, which I did not do for the Ravenclaw book, I realized. So looking at the front prints over here, honestly, it differs in terms of the themes given as compared to the Ravenclaw book. As you can see, some of the themes given is more related to gardening for Hufflepuff and Herbology in general, such as some shovels over there for gardening equipment wise, and then some plant pieces such as this over here, the mandrake over there as well, mushroom pieces, another type of plant piece over here as well, that represents gardening very well, and the whole natural theme around the Hufflepuff house and Herbology in general. So yeah, otherwise the back also allows to connect to other books that is given in this particular series as well, which I will show later on together with the Ravenclaw book. So yeah, without further ado, opening this up, the first three things that we see is obviously the big sticker panels over here on the left over here. Although it kind of looks like a slanted mandrake, it's actually not. It's actually the house badger of house mascot of the Hufflepuff house over here. So which is very nice because it's all surrounded by branches and trees, and honestly gives a very nice natural vibe to which it even has some of those nice actual plant pieces over here as well that branch out and just gives it a whole nice entirety to which. So yeah, then looking to the right over here, there's the fat lady, which is the house ghost of Hufflepuff, howling down from a window area, which I have no idea why, but yeah, maybe she's just trapped in an abandoned building, you know. Hogwarts needs some maintenance sometime. Filch, get to work, come on. So yeah, you can see all these branches over here overstretching everything, and yeah, someone just needs to maintain the whole area, you know. But talking in real terms, honestly, it looks really cool in appearance, and I like the continuation of both stickers, so it gives you a vibe of where she's trapped in the building, really. So yeah. Then looking at this whole very intricate section over here with a jumbled up stuff, let's open this up so that it kind of looks like a Herbology classroom. So what you do is you first flip this out. So this is where the gardening area is basically at, with all those pumpkins and plant pieces over here of different colors. I really like this grayish green color because you don't see it often for plants. So yeah, and I also like the design of their pumpkins as well, and how they asked us to make it kind of troublesome, but yeah, the end results are quite nice. Then after which you pop this faucet area off, I guess. So this is where the Hufflepuff students, or not Hufflepuff, the Herbology students basically wash off the dirt from the whole Herbology class. So yeah. And then moving on from that is where you kind of open this whole area up. So how you do this is basically you flip this out and then you position it in whichever way you want. So this is actually a mandrake piece that they give together with a pot, which I will show you in a second. So yeah, this is the mandrake piece that is given together with this black pot over here. I just decided to put the mandrake there because it's convenient. Otherwise, looking at this, I guess, door or gate towards the Herbology classroom in here, over there actually shows a sticker that says be aware. So what they asked us to do in the instruction manual is basically to add it on both sides. So the other side you can see the be aware sticker as well, because yeah, there was 2 given for each side. Alright, first look at this. You can also see a lot of window panels over here, which makes sense because, as you know, the Herbology class, where the Herbology class takes place, is basically the greenhouse if you play Hogwarts Mysteries or if you've seen the movies. So yeah, really nice reference to the greenhouse, and I really like that in general. Otherwise, looking at, I guess, the more interior section of which, other than the faucet area over here and this gardening area here that lets students garden their stuff and wash themselves up, there's also a lot of, I guess, references to which, and more than that, you can actually open this area up, which is really nice. So once you open this area up, as you can see over there, there are more plant pieces behind, which is a reference to which. And if you open this cabinetry up, there's actually a book inside as well. So this book here is where it gets more special, because this is actually an exclusive print. Finally, an exclusive print given for the Harry Potter series. So for the Ravenclaw book, I wasn't that happy, just because what they gave us was the Wingardium Leviosa charm, which is nothing special in general, but this over here actually shows kind of like a mandrake design or some sort of transcription that shows or teaches the Herbology students new stuff. So I really like this new 1x2 print tile piece over here that is added in the book, and yeah, I really cherish it. I really will cherish it, I mean. So yeah. But what I'm a little bit disappointed by is honestly this sticker over here. So if I zoom in on this sticker, so what I thought was that since I saw it on the particular box art over there, I thought this 2x3 tile over here would be a print as well. And what happened when I was building this was that I realized this was actually a sticker. So yeah, that was a bummer, really. I was like, oh man, this is a sticker? It's kind of disappointing, because I actually really thought that this was a print all the way up to the point whereby I started building it. So yeah, but at least we have one tiny new print over here, I guess. But other than that sticker over there, as you can see, this part over here also has a big sticker behind. So this one over here actually first shows that there's some plants outside, and then at the other end, when you open this cabinetry up, you can actually see a lot of those different, I guess, potions or maybe cups over there that you need to use during the Herbology class, which is a really nice point to which. Otherwise, I also really like this pop-up shelf or table over there that they designed that gives the students a bit of space or table space to put their stuff on. So yeah, very neat design in general. Then zooming out to look at the main, I guess, open up book right now. Honestly, it looks really cool and I really like it. Now without further ado, I guess we'll go on to the final verdict. So looking at this set in general, honestly, the set looks really nice and looks even better than the Ravenclaw book. Since I gave the Ravenclaw book an aesthetics of 9, I guess I'll give this a 10. It's my first time giving aesthetics 10. And then in terms of functionality wise, well, it's more fun than the Ravenclaw book, I would say. So 10 as well. I really like it for what it is, and it works even better than a Ravenclaw book as a book concept, just because This is actually more steady in design as compared to the Ravenclaw book. The Ravenclaw book, because of all those panels over there, are like the table designs that need to be folded up adjacently. It just keeps on falling apart and it's kind of shaky. But for this one, it's actually really sturdy when you put up everything together, and I just really like it in terms of that. So 10 and 10, and then for its price to piece ratio, because it has lesser parts as compared to the Ravenclaw one, honestly, I would give it a 5 in terms of which, because it's kind of expensive for its price, definitely. And compared to the Ravenclaw one, it doesn't have exclusive minifigure technically. So yeah, a 5, 10 and 10, basically a 25 as well, which is an 8. So that's my final verdict on which. Now, before I end it off, I want to teach you how to put it back together. Obviously, I opened it up, it's only natural that I put it back together. So what you do is you place this back first, and then you put this on top. Put the book back. Flip this back in. And then the last step is really easy. What you do, you see the start over here, so you just match it together, place it back, and that's it. Much faster than a Ravenclaw book, I would say, because it technically only has 3 sections that need to be put back up together, and therefore I really like it for that. And yeah, that's all for today. That's my final verdict. This has an A grade, amazing set to get. I would recommend anyone to actually buy this set as compared to the Ravenclaw one, although I am a Ravenclaw. I just want to give my most honest opinion on this. So if you want to buy one of the 4, maybe buy this one, because it's probably one of the best. But we'll have to see once I actually build all of it. That's all for today. Ninja never quit. See you on the next adventure. If you like it, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Bye guys.